So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, now we see the Undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions Jimmy and Jay the Usos come out to the ring, and they said that they are calling out Drew McIntyre and a partner of his choosing in a match. So yeah, that's what they did. And then Drew McIntyre comes out, and then it was like set for like a 2-on-1 handicap match. You know, Drew McIntyre was going against the Usos, but then eventually Madcap comes running down to the ring, and then he helps out Drew McIntyre. So then it became a tag team match. It was Drew McIntyre and Madcap versus the Usos in a tag team match. It was a pretty good tag team match, and then at the ending we see Madcap tag in Drew, and then Drew comes in and starts beating down the Usos. He was setting up for the Claymore onto, I think it was Jay, but then all of a sudden Sami Zayn gets in front of him, stopping him, and then he quickly gets out the ring, pretty much distracting Drew, and then Drew turns around, he gets hit with a super kick by Jimmy Uso, and then that's when Jimmy tags in Jay. Jay climbs at the top turnbuckle, jumps off with the Uso splash onto Drew, pins him 1, 2. Drew barely kicked out at 2. And then we see we see the Usos setting up for their other finisher, the D1, onto Drew, but then Madcap drags Jay out the ring, starts brawling with him outside the ring, clotheslines him over the barricade. Jay Uso clotheslines Madcap over the barricade, both of them goes over with him, and then we see Jimmy try to go after Drew, but then Drew hits a headbutt onto him, and then that's when Jimmy hits a super kick onto Drew. And then Drew tries to close on, Jimmy was trying to close on Drew, but then Drew ducks underneath, runs to the ropes, comes back with the Claymore onto Jimmy, and then pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, Drew McIntyre and Madcap defeated the Usos tonight on SmackDown. That's what happened. And then after the match ended, Jey Uso was trying to attack Drew from behind, but then Drew McIntyre lays him out with a Future Shock DDT, and then he was setting up for the Claymore onto Jay. But then that's when Sami quickly gets in the ring, pushing Jay out the way, and then he gets hit with the Claymore instead. So yeah, that's what happened there. It was a pretty good tag team match, though. For that match, I'll give it 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty good tag team match. So yeah, that's why I'll give it. But then after that, we see the Maximum Male models, doing the poses and stuff backstage, and then Angel and Humberto comes up, interrupting them, and they was like, well, we want to talk to her, and then Max Dupree was like, no, you cannot be a part of the Maximum Male models, and then it was like, no, we don't want to talk to you, we want to talk to her, talking about Maxine Dupree, and then he said, no, get on somewhere, and then they leave, and then Maxine's just looking at him. So yeah, that's what happened there. But next we're going to be seeing the main event. It'll be the Intercontinental Champion Gunther versus Shinsuke Nakamura 1-on-1 for the Intercontinental Championship. So yeah, that match will be happening up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then.